The sea holds many secrets. Beneath its surface lie the remains of countless ships swallowed by time, storms, and fate. But some wrecks don't just tell stories of disaster. They whisper, they cry, they scream, and some never truly rest. These are the most haunted shipwrecks ever discovered. Vessels cursed by tragedy, surrounded by death, and still radiating unexplained terror long after they've sunk. The ocean does not forget, and tonight you'll hear why. Let's begin with one of the most mysterious of all, the SS Ourang Medan. This ghost ship is the stuff of nautical nightmares. In 1947, a distress call was received in Morse code. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. A few minutes later, another chilling message came through. I die. When a nearby ship, the Silver Star, reached the Ourang Medan drifting in the Strait of Malacca, they found exactly what the message described. The crew were dead. But it was how they died that terrified even the hardened sailors. Their faces were frozen in expressions of pure horror, eyes wide open, mouths agape, arms outstretched as if defending against something no one could see. Before a full investigation could begin, the ship mysteriously caught fire and exploded. To this day, there is no official explanation. Some blame dangerous cargo like chemical weapons or nitroglycerin. Others think the ship crossed into something unnatural, a rift between dimensions or a cursed fog. Many believe it was a spiritual attack. No survivors, no answers, just a message from the grave. And that's only the beginning. Off the coast of Bermuda lies the wreck of the SS Cotopaxi, another ghostly legend tied to the infamous Bermuda Triangle. The ship vanished without a trace in 1925 while en route to Havana. No distress call, no debris, no survivors. But then something eerie happened almost a century later. In 2020, Cuban authorities reported intercepting a vessel drifting with no crew. It matched the exact description of the Cotopaxi, right down to the rust patterns and registration numbers. The ship had returned, but from where? There was no one aboard, no clue as to how it reappeared. Paranormal theorists believe the ship was caught in a time vortex. Others think it crossed into another realm and came back decades later. Whatever happened, one thing is certain: the Cotopaxi is no longer just missing. It may be cursed. But haunted shipwrecks aren't just about ships that vanish. Sometimes, it's the wreckage itself that holds on to the souls of the dead. Divers who explore the wreck of the RMS Empress of Ireland in the St. Lawrence River report more than just eerie silence and the oppressive weight of the deep. They've felt cold touches through their wetsuits, seen shadows moving where there should be none, heard knocking from inside sealed chambers. The Empress sank in 1914 after colliding with another ship, killing over 1,000 people in under 15 minutes. Many of the dead were trapped below deck, banging on the steel walls as the water rose. Some divers say those desperate knocks can still be heard today. One diver claimed he saw a pale face peering out from a rusted porthole, but when he checked, the compartment was sealed tight. Locals believe the wreck is not just haunted, it's angry, and those who disrespect the site sometimes find themselves in accidents shortly after surfacing. Then there's the RMS Queen Mary, a ship that isn't at the bottom of the sea, but still considered one of the most haunted vessels in the world. Now permanently docked in Long Beach, California, the Queen Mary served as a luxury liner, then as a WWE troop ship. Thousands of deaths are tied to her, from accidents in the engine room, to drownings, to wartime tragedy. Her most infamous haunting is that of Half-Hatch Harry, an engine worker crushed by a watertight door. His ghost has been seen walking the lower decks, and tourists report sudden temperature drops and whispers in empty halls. The Queen Mary is so paranormally active that it's been investigated by nearly every major ghost hunting show. Psychics say her past is etched into the metal, and that she carries not one ghost but hundreds. Another terrifying shipwreck is that of the MV Joyita. In 1955, the vessel was found drifting in the South Pacific, completely abandoned. All 25 people aboard were missing and never found. Yet the ship wasn't sunk. It was upright. The cargo was untouched. Even the food was still laid out on tables. The radio was tuned to emergency frequencies, and the logbook had been ripped apart. Theories range from pirate attacks to secret government experiments, but others believe something unnatural pulled them into the sea. Some islanders whisper that the ship crossed into a cursed patch of ocean where the dead walk freely. Whatever happened to the passengers and crew, they vanished, leaving behind only silence. Perhaps the most personal story comes from the wreck of the SS Kamloops, deep in the cold waters of Lake Superior. Divers call it the ghost ship of the Great Lakes. Why? Because inside, lying perfectly preserved in the freezing depths, is the body of one of the crew members, still intact after nearly a century. Locals call him Old Whitey, named for the ghostly pale appearance of his body under the cold blue light. Divers who enter the Kamloops often report the same thing, the feeling of being watched. Tools have gone missing underwater. Lights flicker even with new batteries. Some refuse to go back, claiming they heard muffled voices calling them by name. The ship doesn't just hold history, it holds presence. Across the world, from the icy waters of Canada to the warm currents of Southeast Asia, haunted shipwrecks remind us that the sea may bury the dead, but it doesn't always let go. These ships were homes, battlefields, and prisons, and in many cases their final moments were filled with panic, fear, and unanswered cries for help. That kind of energy doesn't fade easily. Maybe the ghosts aren't trapped there. Maybe they're guarding something, or maybe they don't even know they're dead. What do you think? If these stories chilled you, make sure to subscribe for more haunted history, terrifying legends, and real paranormal mysteries from around the world. Leave a like if you're brave enough to dive deeper, and comment below. Which haunted shipwreck would you never dare to explore? Until next time, stay out of the water. Some ships still sail, even when they're not supposed to.